fast forward, only a young boy in right parliament, how age politics avenue. Now, after say, Afenyo markings, then the submissions, you know, you minority MPs, omu ekute kutabayira, onuya, omudi aid the parliament, enye asem koto akra. Na yuhrubi koso. Na mesrek say at this point in time, yumurem, the entire ekofasa asem no ebaye. Abra majority leader Mahama Ayarga and so itimi every any submission on that matter. AGH politics avenue.
The young farmers, the poor young farmer needs the attention of farmers. Maize farmers need the attention of farmers. Mr. Speaker, the government should not only think about its comfort. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, that said, I want to submit, finally, that, Mr. Speaker, the President must come again and address the nation on all the issues happening and ensure that the youth of the country who were promised jobs are given jobs, that steps are taken to build a transparent system that will help grow our economy. If they come honestly and work with us, Mr. Speaker, we would work with them for the sake of our country, Mr. Speaker. That said, I want to thank you very much.
Your time is up. Honorable members of the minority, let us not overdo things. It's now the turn Honorable members, let us not overdo things. It's now the turn of the majority leader, who will also be speaking for 30 minutes. Majority leader, you have the floor. Honorable members of the minority, we should not be compelled to do what we shouldn't do. Yes, you have the floor.
Right Honorable Speaker, before I go on to the text of my closing debate on the state of the nation as presented by the President, let me just correct some inaccuracies in the presentation of my colleague. He said that the President did not say anything about the plight of our soldiers in the Middle East because of the conflict. What he has forgotten is that the President delivered the sonar on the 27th of February. On the 27th of February. And America and Israel attacked Iran on the 28th. A day after, how could the president be addressing this house on a matter that had not occurred? Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Nitiwood, you are a former leader. With all due respect, Honorable Nitiwood, you are a former leader.
Mr. Speaker, again, he questions the commitment of this government by saying that we should not keep excavators and chamfangs in warehouses. We should burn them. Mr. Speaker, in which civilized world would a government seize excavators, dozers, trucks, and burn them? In which civilized society will a nation do that? Those equipment have alternative uses. Someone might bring it in with the intention of using it for an illegal purpose. But when the state seizes it, that equipment is available to be used for a perfectly legal purpose. And so I cannot fathom how the leader of the minority will suggest that every excavator seized at the port, not at the mining site, seized at the port, should be burned at the port. But when we run out of ideas, we hear all those things. Mr. Speaker, we gather here not merely to fulfill a formal constitutional debate on the sonar, but to bear witness to a national resurrection. For 3 long years, our republic walked through a valley of economic shadows, a wilderness where the air was thick with the dust of devaluation and the ground was cracked by the heat of excruciating debt. We were a nation that forgot how to dream because we were too busy trying to survive. We were a people whose resilience was tested until the very marrow of our national character was laid bare. But as the old proverb teaches us, and as the President so poignantly reminded this House, however long the night, the dawn will break. Mr. Speaker, look out of this August House. That dawn is no longer a distant promise we recite in our prayers. It is a rising sun that is warming the hearts of our people from Hamile to Hafasini. The state of our nation is no longer a story of survival. It is a chronicle of revival. It is the story of a people who refuse to let the fire of the Black Star go out. Let us be clear-eyed about the ruins we inherited. On the 19th of December 2022, Ghana fell. We declared a debt default, a dark, cold day when our national wealth was no longer our bond. We inherited a shackle of 80 billion in energy debt and an economy gasping for air with inflation at 54.1%. Our reserves were depleted. Our credit was crushed. Our youth looked at the horizon and saw only a wall of uncertainty and despair. But Mr. Speaker, a house is not judged by how it stands in the sun. but by how it held firm during the storm. When the winds of that default threatened to rip the roof off our republic, there were those who whispered that Ghana was finished. They suggested we were a failed experiment, but they were wrong. Under the resetting Ghana agenda, we did not just patch the leaks, we reinforced the foundation. We chose the difficult part of structural integrity over the easy part of political convenience. We performed a fiscal bypass on a dying economy. And today, Mr. Speaker, the patient is not just walking, the patient is running and ready to fly. In a spectacular display of fiscal athleticism, our city has ceased its frantic retreat. It has appreciated by 40.7% against the US dollar and 30.9% against the pound. We settled a 709 million euro bond ahead of schedule, not because we had excess, but because we had discipline. Today, the global arbiters, Fitch, Moody's, and S&P now sing a chorus of approval with a triple credit upgrade. This is not a trophy for the cabinet. It is a certificate of strength for every Ghanaian who kept faith when the nights were cold. Mr. Speaker, my friends on the other side say they are just statistics. To them, I say numbers are the language of the state. But food is the language of the home. General inflation has plummeted to 3.8%. Food inflation has been tamed to 4.9%. When petrol prices dropped from 15 cedis to 20 cedis, 15.20 to 9.99 cedis, it is a pay rise for every taxi driver, every truck driver, every trader gets a check when the prices of petrol reduce. We abolished the nuisance taxes, e-levy, the betting tax, the emission tax, returning 6 billion Ghana cedis to the pockets of ordinary Ghanaians. Nowhere is this revival more spectacular than in the financial sector. Once the graveyard of our hopes, there were days when the vote was empty and the future was mortgaged. Days when the collapse of our banking institutions felt like a permanent eclipse. But today, Mr. Speaker, the 2025 Monetary Policy Report signals a recovery that borders on the miraculous. Our total assets have surged to a monumental 447 billion Ghana cedis. This is not just a figure, it is a fortress. It is a testament to a system purged of its weaknesses and fortified by integrity. We have moved from the precipice of systemic collapse to a summit of liquidity. We have ensured that the savings of the Ghanaians are no longer a gamble, but a guarantee. Let me repeat that. We have ensured that the savings of Ghanaians are no longer a gamble, but a guarantee. Mr. Speaker, the heart of this republic beats in our cocoa farms. So let me speak about cocoa farms. For decades, the Ghanaian farmer was spectator to the wealth generated by his own beans. They bore the heat of the sun, whilst others enjoyed the sweetness of the chocolate. We have shattered that glass ceiling. By institutionalizing the cocoa sector reforms, we have ensured that the historic surge in global cocoa prices is delivered directly to the farm gate. We have moved the producer price to unprecedented heights, ensuring that when the world pays more for a bar of chocolate, the farmer in Setchi, Enchi, Tepa finally sees a reflection of that value in his pocket. That is the essence of the reforms in the sector, so that the world market price will move directly to the farmer. Today, when the world market price is bad, the farmer will feel it. But by the system we have put in place, when tomorrow the world market price is good, the farmer will stand in good stead. This is not mere comments. It is the restoration of the dignity of the Ghanaian soil. We are moving from being exporters of raw toil to masters of our own industrial destiny, investing in local processing so that made in Ghana becomes a global standard of excellence, not a colonial footnote. Yet, Mr. Speaker, let us speak the truth that the corridors of power often fear. The call for accountability, and I hear my colleague, the minority leader, speak about human rights abuses and harassment of ex-erstwhile appointees of the NPP. Mr. Speaker, the call for accountability is not a pursuit of vengeance. It is a requirement of constitutional hygiene. When a regime exits the corridors of power, leaving behind a trail of depleted reserves, astronomical debt, and unvowed for expenditures, the silence of the successor is not statesmanship, it is complicity. To ignore the financial misdeeds of the past is to tell the future that the public purse is a trophy for the swift rather than a trust for the people. We cannot build a reset Ghana on a foundation of impunity. We must ensure that those who treated the national treasury as a private fiefdom are brought to face the stern, impartial light of the law. Accountability acts as the ultimate deterrent against the recurrence of fiscal recklessness. If the architects of the 2022 debt default and the purveyors of inflated sole source contracts walk away into a comfortable retirement, we effectively institutionalize corruption as a low-risk, high-reward venture. By pursuing forensic audits and legal recovery, the state signals that the value for money principle is not a rhetorical flourish, but a binding legal mandate. It is a moral necessity to show the taxpayer, who is currently enduring the hard choices of recovery, that their sacrifice is not being used to subsidize the past theft of a privileged few. Ultimately, this is about the restoration of the soul of our democracy. Financial accountability ensures that the institutional resolve to speak of it backed by the weight of justice. We do not seek to settle scores. We seek to settle the accounts of the Republic. Only by cleaning the stables of the previous regime can we guarantee that the new dawn we are building is not just a change of faces, but a fundamental change in the character of Ghanaian governance. The Accra Reset is our continental manifesto. With the passage of the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill, we have unlocked the gates of productivity that were locked by the sunset for 60 years. Let me repeat them, Mr. Speaker. With the passage of the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill, we have unlocked the gates of productivity that were locked by the sunset for 60 years. Critics ask, why a 24-hour economy? Critics ask, why a 24-hour economy? I tell them, because poverty does not take a break at 8 p.m. Hunger does not sleep. We are breaking the 8 to 5 shackles. Backed by an initial 110 million Ghana cedis, we are turning the dead of night into the bread of life. From the Accra-Kumasi Expressway to the Volivo Bridge, Ghana is once again a construction site. We are creating jobs. We are expanding businesses. We are not just building roads. We are building arteries for commerce with 27,000 new jobs in our.
We ain't some who team cause what channel so. Mammy and I was so Jim Reda Sene. So why didn't there be a Rumania? Onya, a besang Asia.